This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky Morning start here on WKYT. Welcome aboard on your Tuesday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain. It's Tuesday, April 26th.
And our time right now, 6:31. Neighbors react to learning that a man accused of being a peeping Tom in Laurel County is a registered sex offender.
Flames destroy an historic building in southeastern Kentucky and force 5 families from their home.
We're on that scene this morning. And also shot while sleeping in bed. A Central Kentucky teenager is on the mend this morning while police continue to search for the shooter.
Calm and quiet this morning, but once we hit the afternoon, evening hours, that's when you start to see some storms move on in the north. There is a boundary to the north of us, and once it slides on in, you're talking strong, potentially a couple of isolated severe cells. I'm going to break it down for you hour by hour. That's going to help you plan out your day. That's coming up in just about 10 minutes.
And here's the latest from WKYT this morning. It was unnerving news for parents. Police say a man accused of being a peeping Tom in Laurel County is a registered sex offender.
Police say Samuel Nolan was illegally living in an apartment complex in Laurel County. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk this morning with more on what led to Nolan's arrest. Mark?
Good morning, Michelle. Deputies say that the peeping Tom did not tell authorities when he moved 40 miles away from his home in Perry County that was listed as his address on the sex offender registry. Investigators say Samuel Nolan flew under the radar in Laurel County for 3 months before someone caught him looking in their windows. The 41-year-old has been flagged on the sex offender registry since he was convicted of molesting a child in Indiana. According to state police, sex offenders are required to tell their probation office when they're moving so the criminal's new neighbors can be aware of the possible danger. Nolan was arrested early yesterday morning after Laurel County deputies were called to an apartment complex on County Farm Road. Someone called for help after they spotted a man looking in others' windows.
It's really shocking and unnerving. You want, to have good neighbors and everything, and but I'm just glad it's took care of.
Nolan is now in the Laurel County Detention Center. He's charged with trespassing, drug possession, and failing to comply with sex offender registration. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much. A massive fire in southeastern Kentucky has injured 1 person and forced 5 families out of their homes. The fire damaged the Davis building in Bell County. That building has been in downtown Pineville for almost 100 years. Flames were shooting from the top of the building when firefighters arrived around midnight this morning. Everyone made it out okay, but they have lost everything they own.
These people will be taken care of that are displaced. We'll make sure they got somewhere to go and see if we can get them took care of in the short term.
Additional details now. A woman on the scene says her husband suffered burns to his feet because he was barefoot while trying to escape from the burning building. She says he is at the emergency room in Pineville right now, but is expected to recover.
The search continues this morning for the killer or killers behind a mass shooting in southern Ohio. 8 members of the Roden family were shot execution style on Friday in Pike County, Ohio. Investigators say the murders were premeditated. Ohio's Attorney General is not releasing many of the details about the investigation. Family members are panicked.
All of us is torn up and kind of freaked out because we don't know there's still killers on the loose or killers.
Investigators say they found marijuana growth operations at 3 of the crime scenes, but did not say if the deaths were linked to drugs.
Here in Kentucky, court records now show that a Wayne County man accused of murdering his wife actually called 911 to confess to the crime. State police say Joseph Jones killed his wife, 28-year-old Rachel Jones, and put her body in a well near Monticello. In that 911 call, Jones said he did it because his wife was going to leave him. Jones has pleaded not guilty. 2 men charged with a pair of burglaries in Madison County are now charged in a 3rd case. Police say Christopher Elliott and Scott Kincaid broke into the Waco BP station last month. They were arrested in a traffic stop in Richmond. Police think the 2 men also broke into a Dollar General store on Boonesboro Road days later. This morning, Richmond police also say the men are suspected of using a sledgehammer to break into Monty's liquor store on Berea Road last month.
A teenager is recovering after being shot in his sleep. Frankfort police say 19-year-old Jordan Metz was in his bed in his apartment on Centennial Drive when a bullet came through the ceiling and hit his leg. Police think someone in an upstairs apartment accidentally fired a gun and the bullet went through the floor. Family members say Metz suffered a broken pelvis but is expected to be okay.
It could have been worse. It could be looking at him. He could have been killed. And it's really a scary thought when you have to wake up and you realize that you have been shot.
Frankfort police are still trying to track down the shooter.
Kentucky's Democratic Attorney General has asked the Executive Branch Ethics Commission to investigate whether the Republican governor has used campaign contribution records as grounds for firing state workers. The request is the latest escalation in the feud between Attorney General Andy Beshear and Governor Matt Bevin. Beshear's request comes days after Bevin announced that he would hire a private law firm to investigate whether the former governor, who is Beshear's father, coerced state workers to donate to campaigns.
So if you're one of the thousands of people planning on going to tonight's Pearl Jam concert at Rupp Arena, you may want to get there early.
For the first time since they were installed, new security measures are now fully up and running. WKYT's Mike Byer is live outside Rupp Arena ahead of the crowd to tell what fans can expect. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. An even flow of people are expected to make their way into Rupp Arena tonight to see Pearl Jam. But that's not the only reason why you're going to want to get here earlier. Several weeks ago, Rupp Arena purchased 30 walk-through metal detectors, and they will be in play tonight. They're similar to the ones that you see at airports and stadiums like the Great American Ballpark. They're designed to give full body scans of people as they head in to watch concerts and other events. The arena started out by using a couple, then roughly a dozen, and now tonight all 30 metal detectors are expected to be in play. The center will be using 3 entrances for the concert with metal detectors at each one. Tonight will be the first time that this many are used. This means lines getting in could be longer, with Pearl Jam being one of the biggest concerts of the year so far. However, officials say the new security measure will eventually get people into the 20,000-seat arena faster than ever.
With a handheld metal detector, if I go down the front, turn around and go down the back, up and down each side, it takes 20 to 30 seconds. Walk-through metal detector takes about 5.
Now, if you're coming out tonight, officials ask us to be patient because about 16,000 people are expected to come out to see Pearl Jam tonight, who takes the stage at 8 p.m. One thing's for sure, all of those people should be feeling alive. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, nice play on words there. It's going to be a fun concert and hopefully a safe one with those additional measures, certainly. University of Kentucky's best student athletes were recognized for their accomplishments both on and off the field during the annual Catesby Awards.
Our own Amber Philpott and Chris Bailey hosted last night's event at Memorial Coliseum. Women's Coach of the Year honors went to softball's Rachel Lawson and track's Edric Florell. And on the men's side, soccer's Johan Sidegran and basketball Coach Cal won the awards. But Cal invited Tyler Eulis onto the stage and said he deserved the coaching award.
Yeah, it was kind of a touching moment, and he said that he expects Eulis will one day be a coach himself. So
he will definitely be missed here.
Yeah,
right?
Oh, no doubt about that one. All right, our time this morning is 6:39.
Let's check to see how traffic is moving along this morning.
Go out to Officer Don and check on live drive traffic. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Well, the problem we had inbound Tates Creek Road past Armstrong Mills just been cleared, so both lanes are open on Tates Creek, which is great news for that route. Harrodsburg Road looks okay. Wellington's a slow point down past the circle. Let's get a look outside and show you what to expect as you plan to head out the door this morning. It's pretty quiet on the interstate, keeping a close eye on 75 between the northern and southern splits, and also 64. Our drive times look okay, not really impacted on Tates Creek so much. Coming in from Nicholasville, dealing with 12 to 14 minutes, well, actually up to 15 now. Versailles is 11 minutes, and Paris 18. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you very much. And you can get the latest traffic and weather information anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. Download that for free in the app or Google Play stores. Remember that Officer Don and Deanna are out on 98.1 The Bull when you ride in this morning.
Yes, a fun duo to listen to.
They are. All right, sometimes you need just a little help from your friends, and sometimes those friends happen to be firefighters. Coming up, we'll take a look at a fluffy rescue. That's after Micah's Way.
And we do have a front just to the north of us. And once this slides south now, just ever so slightly, it'll bring us rounds of showers and thunderstorms the next few days. I'm going to show you exactly when I expect those storms today, coming up.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
You heading off to work, kids heading off to the bus stop, doesn't matter. Anybody walking outdoors, this is going to be a good feel, especially for the morning hours. We're at 64 degrees in Richmond. That's a nice feel. 63 there in Mount Sterling, Camargo, and Jeffersonville. Go just south of that as you travel along 460 off into Menifee County, Frenchburg, and then the Howell Rogers Parkway. All looks well for you guys down south and southeast. Jackson coming in at 64, Beattyville, Boonville. Not much going on this morning. It's pretty calm, pretty quiet now that Drew Carey has left the building. You know, yeah, we saw plenty of pictures down toward Beattyville, stopped at that Shell station. That was pretty cool to see. He traveled through Lexington yesterday. I'm trying to get him to come here. I sent him a tweet. I was like, man, listen, you come here, you can do the weather for free, okay? I won't even charge you. We'll see if he takes me up on my offer. We'll see. Defender Radar Network, nothing going on. But the front to the north of us, that is what we're going to be watching, because here's the stationary front right now. Now, it's not completely stationary. And you say, well, stationary just means stationary. Yes, but what's going to happen is we start to get a little kick later on this afternoon. And once it kicks southbound, and that will be right over us. That will give us strong, potentially severe storms later on this evening and night. Let me take you hour by hour. Let me show you what's going to be happening. Throughout much of your day, it looks good, it feels good. It's a pretty nice day in store. 80 degrees, you got to love that. Once we hit 3 to about 5 p.m., there's 4 p.m. top of the screen. You see that on your timestamp. That's where we get a couple of rumbles of thunder, but it's after that I'm most concerned about. So if you're heading out to eat later on this evening, like a late dinner or whatnot, the only ones to be affected will be the northern half during that time. I would say anywhere from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. north of I-64. There's 8 p.m. as it's trying to cross over the river. Still north of 64, there's 10 p.m. And even 10 p.m. I'd say right around Lexington too. Lexington's anywhere from 9 p.m. to about midnight. And that goes for you guys heading out to the Pearl Jam concert. It's really leaving the concert. You're going to have some problems. As I see these storms moving on through, hopefully they roll right through when you're inside. But remember, strong thunderstorms, there is the the likelihood is high, but severe thunderstorms, you're still talking about a small risk. So this takes you off into midnight to about 2 a.m. That's for south and southeast. By that time, a lot of that energy has faded away. I would say the best bet at strong to potentially severe storms will be northbound. Then we head off into tomorrow. Look what happens again. There's 6 p.m. Still looking at some strong thunderstorms that rolls through during the evening and nighttime hours too. So it's going to be one thunderstorm after another, which can add up to the possibility of seeing 1 to 3 inches of rain throughout the next 3 days. So some good rain headed our direction. A severe weather outbreak is poised to move through the central and southern plains today. But for us, it's just a marginal risk, which, as you can see at the legend top of the screen, it's the low end risk. Nonetheless, watch out for these storms later on this evening and off into the night. Here's your 7-day forecast. Let's break it down for you. 80 degrees today with those storms evening and night. Remember, you can have a small chance during the afternoon, but really our focus is the evening and night. Tomorrow, scattered showers and thunderstorms when Keeneland gets kicked back up. And hopefully those storms will stay on out of here during the time of Keeneland, but it looks on and off pretty much all day long, especially that afternoon and evening hour. Thursday, it's mainly during the morning hours, so Thursday afternoon, you might be able to get out there for Keeneland. Friday and Saturday looks much better. All 5Ks look good to go Saturday morning. A lot of events going on this weekend, and it looks just fine there for Friday and Saturday.
Rolex Kentucky 3-day event.
Absolutely,
that lasts 4 days.
And by the way, I'd love to see you and Drew Carey do the weather together.
Fun?
That would be hilarious.
I sent him a tweet. We'll see.
We'll see if he's out there. Yeah. Oh, there he comes. No.
I looked.
Gotcha, didn't I?
You did. Where?
All right.
Oh, goodness.
Thank you, Micah. 6:47 our time right now.
When it rains hard, you may think about the possibilities of flooding, but you don't really worry about being washed away.
In Oklahoma, a group of ducklings needed some help from local firefighters, and they got it. The water swept them into a storm drain in Oklahoma City. Firefighters climbed in and pulled out each tiny duckling by hand, and they were all reunited with their mom. Safe to say they are some lucky ducklings, right?
They're cute ducklings.
They certainly are. Happens from time to time in the spring, certainly. Sometimes they need a little help. Good to have you along on WKYT this morning. Our top stories are coming right up.
More news when we come back.
Coming up, voting is underway in 5 states. What a sweep means for the frontrunners. We'll talk to Paul Ryan about his firm decision not to run for president. And Charlie Rose talks with President Obama about security threats. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Time right now is 6:51 on WKYT This Morning.
Still to come, the food truth detector, the new technology that shows when fruit you buy was picked and if it contains pesticides.
That's ahead on CBS This Morning. There they are getting ready to go at the CBS Broadcast Center. Here are some of our top stories locally.
Lexington police are now helping with a death investigation after a human skull was found on a Bourbon County farm.
A farmhand found the skull in a creek near Threv Farm in Paris. The Bourbon County coroner says cadaver dogs were unable to find any other remains. The coroner says it could take months to actually identify the person. She also says the remains are likely less than 5 years old.
The search continues today for a Southern Kentucky man who has been missing for almost 4 years. Clarence Holmes disappeared in 2012 on Laurel Lake while he was helping others during a storm. Since then, the Southeast Louisiana Underwater Search Team has looked for him several times. The search team says this time they have a new lead. Sonar pictures show a tree that could hold the weight of a human body. The team will resume their search for Holmes later this morning. Police say a man accused of peeping into neighbors' windows was a convicted child molester. Samuel Nolan was arrested after he was reportedly looking in windows at Emma Estates in London, where he lives. State police say Nolan is a registered sex offender in Indiana. Nolan is charged with failure to comply with the sexual offender registry and criminal trespassing. In southern Ohio, a manhunt continues this morning. Police are looking for suspects connected to the killings of 8 family members. The victims were executed at 4 different locations last week. Police say marijuana growing operations were discovered at 3 of the crime scenes.
After today, Donald Trump's Republican rivals are hoping that their coordination strategy will be enough to prevent him from winning enough delegates to clinch the presidential nomination before the convention, therefore forcing a contested setup there in Cleveland. But Trump is looking to do well in all 5 of today's contests, and Democrat Hillary Clinton, also leading the polls in her party, is looking for big wins which could all but eliminate Bernie Sanders from contention. In the middle of the country, people are bracing for the threat of severe weather today. That threat could trigger tornadoes. The first round has already brought at least 1 tornado and damaging hail to parts of Kansas. By the way, that threat goes through the week and into the weekend. Here we have just this marginal risk of severe weather that we'll be watching today. Kelly Ripa will be back on Live, the show coming up at 9 o'clock today, after getting personal apologies from network executives. Ripa went missing from the show last week after learning of the departure of her co-host Michael Strahan. Executives at Disney and ABC worked for weeks on his move from Live to Good Morning America. But Ripa didn't know that he was leaving until Strahan himself told her after their show last Tuesday. One source says Ripa was mad because she felt disrespected by her bosses.
Business was booming at a KFC in California after winds took down the store's giant bucket sign.
This is nuts. I was like, yikes, I'm 6'3" and this thing is bigger than me.
It happened in Long Beach during a 50-mile-per-hour wind gust. The iconic KFC bucket snapped at its base, toppled over like a tree, and partially blocked the drive-through lane and the parking lot. No one was hurt, but employees say the ground shook when the sign blew over. Also in California, authorities were on the hunt for a black bear seen wandering near the Los Angeles Mission College campus. It spent its time scaling fences and running from the police cruisers. They were trying to scare it off from the area. Now, students and teachers were asked to take shelter, but no one was hurt. Officials eventually caught the bear. Fish and Wildlife officials say it was about 2 to 3 years old.
Well, looks like the more they chased him, the more he ran there. Time this morning coming up on 6:55 on WKYT.com. We'll keep you right up to the minute as we keep a close watch on weather changes. Showers and storms expected to arrive later today. You can find Micah's updated forecast and real-time observations on our webpage. And, of course, we're pushing those out on social media as well. We'll be following up today as Rupp Arena expects a big crowd for a concert by Pearl Jam. New security procedures will be in effect, including full-body metal detectors. We'll be updating that story throughout the day as concert time approaches. One of our most viewed stories, we've talked about it a lot, is Drew Carey's surprising stop in eastern Kentucky. The Price is Right host showed up at a gas station in Beattyville. The surprise clerk told him that he looked like Drew Carey, and he said, well, it is. And Carey then tweeted about his trip to Eastern Kentucky. So he's really been on a trip across America. As the Kentucky primary approaches on May 17th, and attention is focused on contests in 5 states today and on the national conventions coming up, you can click on Campaign 2016, which is right on our homepage, and there you'll find stories and interactive maps showing where the race stands. What an interesting year it has been. On Kentucky.com, a look back at last night's Catesby Awards. Coach Cal and Tyler Eulis stole the show last night. WKYT's Chris Bailey and Amber Philpott hosted the big event last evening as well. And CBS This Morning is on the way, coming up at 7 with your eye opener. Of course, the latest from around the world and the nation. And of course, we'll have local updates as well. We hope you'll join us for America's fastest growing network morning newscast, CBS This Morning, just a few minutes away. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest, WKYT.com.
And as you're walking out the door this morning, it is dry. It looks good. Roadways look good. Have not heard of any issues. I want to break down the timing for you. Remember, much of your day stays dry. Temperatures right around 80 degrees. Afternoon, it's a small chance of rain, but evening and night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. north of I-64. Central zones, 8 p.m. to midnight. That's Lexington included. And then southern half looks like 11 p.m. to about 2 a.m., guys. So it looks like evening and night when you're trying to go to bed.
Sleeping time.
Here comes the storms, right?
Nobody's more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with WKYT.